There honestly isn't too much to talk about with Lab Rescue. This is mainly just mimicking movements. There's a couple of parts where you have to do some tricky button presses as you run by stuff and some weird analog movement, but it's pretty simple overall. Our loadout will be a plasma and a Viblade that you will not use. The only layout that you don't want for this level is for there to be a guard to the right over here walking next to the railing. Now here you're going to punch the guard with your right fist as you turn to pull out your data thief and hack into the store. As you can tell, unlike with Nightclub, when you're punching a guard and they're not around anything, like around any boxes or walls, it's pretty lenient on the timing. You know, I usually, as I turn the corner, hit the right trigger and go ahead and start turning towards the door to hack. But you know, it's however you want to do it.
Attention. Employees are reminded of the need to respect their NDAs. Anyone wishing to contribute to Dr. Ziegler's Memorial Fund should make their donation through VendPay. Maisie, give me your answer to...
So here is where things get a little tricky. Whether or not the scientists spot you is entirely dependent on whether they turn around. I have noticed that rolling up these stairs seems to get their attention more often. I guess it's the long fall makes a lot of noise, but I don't really know. But we're making our way to a table to grab a key card.
I'm so crazy. Oh, for...
If you start moving back like at the same time that you hit the table, you'll actually kind of bounce off of it, keeping a lot of momentum. It's kind of tricky, the timing. I don't think I achieved it on this run, but it's something you should kind of aim for.
Nice one. You can access silver-coated air...
Now, as you can tell, the scientist did not turn around, so I was not spotted, which is ideal. They'll reach the alarms quick enough that the guards will have plenty of time to shoot you before you can make it to the next room. So I wouldn't say you need to reset if you get spotted by the scientist, but you're most likely going to anyways.
Yes, now.
You're going to notice here that I start getting shot at by this guard. If you slide along the railing perfectly, like you're kind of like rubbing against it as you run through, that guard actually won't spot you. I don't pull that off here because it's not entirely necessary, but it's something you should definitely try to do. Now, whether or not the guard at the beginning spots you, you should still try to hang left a little bit as you run through here, because that guard will usually react pretty quickly and start firing at you. So, ideally, what you're going to do is hang left, run over here, and then run around this corner, and you'll have time to punch him while turning left to hit the button to open the door. And if all that plays out right, you won't start getting shot at by this guard. He won't alert anybody. Now, you're going to want to turn the crouch to hold in your settings for this. Once you get to this glass wall right here, you're going to crouch and punch and then go under it and run over there to the table and grab the key card. And then on your way back, you're going to punch through the glass to get out. Now, there's a theoretical strat to make this a lot faster. If you don't punch the guard on the way in here, it is possible that he will shoot out both of these glass walls trying to hit you while you're running towards the table. And you can use the pillar as cover so that he has to readjust his aim as you're running back over to him to knock him out. I've done it on a couple of runs, but none that were ever really good pace. There's no avoiding them setting off the alarms once you get here. there's a scientist across the room that's too out of the way to punch at this point. So you're gonna set off alarms, and guards are gonna be running at you, and you're gonna have to hope you don't get shot.
To the secure block.
Now we're gonna roll off this ledge right here, and once we do, we're going to turn left, like as we're rolling off this, because we don't want to hit the elevator at the bottom level. Because if we do, when we run off of the elevator, we're going to stumble when we hit the ground and lose time. So just roll off, turn left as you do, and you should avoid the elevator while getting to the bottom floor faster. You're going to want to pay attention here because sometimes the guard that's on the other side of this door will walk towards it and open it, and you can save some time by cutting this corner and not having to run all the way to the left where the door opens. And if he does open it, you're going to want to punch him as you run past because he'll shoot you in the back a lot. Now you're going to want to look at this angle while running to the door. That way, when you're spamming A, you'll hit the button without having to actually stop in front of the little keypad here and press it.
Good work, Joe. Jack's gotta be close. We have a security breach.
Now you're going to take out your plasma as you're coming up this elevator because there's a tower we're going to be shooting at. And we're going to try to hit the computer on it, or inside of it, I mean. That way we can unlock the cells to get Jack out of here quicker.
Location unknown.
The very last shot that I fired there was actually the only one that was aimed correctly. I always thought that the computer was a bit to the right of that, but it's actually not. So just pay attention to where I fired that last shot and try to hit that specific point every time.
Smart move. Security control showing access and enabled to all the cells.
Here's kind of where you're going to get shot a lot, usually running through here, but we're just going to make our way to Jack now and rescue him. Now, once we run into this room, there will be two female guards on each side of the room, or of the first part of the room. Then there will be a male guard that's armored sitting in the middle. You're going to take them out, and as you're firing at them, try to hang right a bit, because usually it'll make the guards in the far back where the other cells are kind of cluster forward to get to you. We only need to take out 7 guards here before we can actually free Jack. And that will be the end of this level and the end of my 5th tutorial on Perfect Dark Zero individual level runs. Thanks for watching.